Hey, I'm trying to figure out if I should even have this conversation right now, but I believe it's time. It's better yet, better now than never, right? And I had a conversation with my father yesterday. Now, my dad, I'm a little bit like my father. I'm a lot like my mother. I'm a blend, right? I'm the only child between the two of them. But so my father comes over yesterday. He calls me early in the day. He's like, hey, I'm on your side of town. I'm going to take you out for Mother's Day lunch. I'm like, yeah. So he says, where do you want to go? And I'm like, look, Longhorns. I love Longhorns. If you love Longhorns, leave a comment. Longhorns is good. So I'm like, Longhorns, especially when I have to go with the kids. so, so my dad comes by. He gets me. We go. And we have this great conversation, this great lunch, and we're on the way back home. We come back home, we're sitting in the car, and I was kind of asking him about what he saw were some of my struggles, coming up to getting to who I am today. So basically saying, what do you see as some of my struggles? Just to see, because I believe that our parents see things about us that, one, we don't acknowledge or accept, and two, that maybe we've overcome and just kind of moved past it. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to know what he thought. So while we're talking about this, he starts to mention passion and having a passion for something, and how, Shalonda, when you talk about the marketing thing and internet marketing thing, you have this passion for it, right? So like, for example, if you're watching this video now because you connected with me somewhere along the line on maybe a Twitter training or my 7-day boot camp because you want to know how to market your business online, and you're realizing the way you're doing things isn't quite getting you the results you want. Well, I know some ways to make that work. Why? Because that's the exact reason why I'm online right now. I'm online. We're having this conversation right now. You're looking at me, talking to you right now because I came online to get leads to market my business. Leads for my business. Because I couldn't go to home parties. I couldn't go to meetings because I was a single mom. And I kept hearing myself saying, oh yeah, Catherine fell asleep in the hotel room. And I know it was a conference room and that kind of thing. But I mean, still, or she was falling asleep in people's houses while I'm throwing parties. It just wasn't a good look. You know what I mean? So I need to find another way. And the internet was kind of expanding, exploding, and there was a better way, a new way. Today I have a passion for it because I just love it, right? I love it. Just like you love your business and you want to begin to build it and change it out. I love what I do. So we're talking about my brother, who actually, I have something here about that. My little brother Lawrence is graduating from college. Here's his little invitation thing here. So he's going to be a graduate, right? He has his degree. His degree is in chemistry. Yes, we're smart people like that. As you guys know, or might not know, I went to college for chemistry. I didn't quite get the paper for it, but you know what? I got the student loans to prove I was there. Let's just leave it at that. So he's getting his degree in chemistry. He's graduating this weekend, and I'm always like, so Dad, what's Lawrence gonna do? Dad's like, I don't know, but I want him to have a passion for it. Do you have a passion for what you're doing? Now, when you make a decision to have your own business, right? For example, when I was making a decision to have my own business, you've seen some of my other stuff out there. Really, I needed some more money, and I didn't want to get another job and start making money, getting paid for my time to make somebody else rich. I wanted to spend that time, right, investing into my own business, so that when I worked 5 hours, that 5 hours was working for me over and over and over again, versus me working 5 hours at a part-time job, exchanging that time for money, and my 5 hours working for somebody else over and over and over again. Right? So that was one of the main reasons why I went into the home-based business industry, why I ended up becoming an internet marketer to generate leads for that home-based business, right? Which create this passion because, once you start seeing them checks come in, passion rises, right? You become more passionate about what you're doing. So my dad and I were talking, and he's like, you got to tap into passion. I had a godfather come and visit me who he was around when I was younger growing up. And then he came to see me with a friend of his, and we were sitting in my living room talking, and they were talking to me about getting my degree, why I hadn't finished it. I'm really close to finishing, or I was really close to finishing when I left college. I pretty much just got burnt out, got fed up with it, and I left with like 2 classes left to take. One class being physical chemistry. In case you don't know, physical chemistry is not a class that after 10, 15 years of being out of school, you just wake up one day and be like, oh, I'm going to go finish my degree and go take PChem. Nah, that's not how it works. All right. So they were telling me, you should go back and finish your degree. You should go back. And I was like, well, why? I'm not going to use that. Why would I spend time, my life, a breath of my life, doing something that I'm never going to use? And they had all their reasonings. I understand degrees are important for certain generations and that kind of thing, but my kids are surrounded by degree having people. My mother's a PhD. My dad has umpteen degrees. My stepmom has umpteen degrees. Right now, my brother, their uncle has a degree. Well, they good. They could talk to other people about that. Right? I did go to college for 5 years. Right? Like I said, I had 2 classes left to take when I decided to go make money in waiting tables. I was just, that's what I decided to do. So ultimately led me to talking to you on this video. So they were like, I said, I'd rather spend my time doing what I have a passion for. And the response was, well, not everybody can live their life, can make a living off their passions. That was the response, literally. And I said, well, thank God I'm not everybody. And I said, I honestly think it's a choice not to make a living with your passions. It's all about how you set it up. I didn't start out this way. I didn't have a passion to wait tables. I didn't have a passion to run a mental health practice for 11 years. But while I was running that mental health practice for 11 years, I was doing things on my part-time gig, was creating a way that I could create an income doing what I'm passionate about. So while I was working that job that wasn't quite passionate, I wasn't quite passionate about, I was setting time aside and putting in time into what I had a passion doing. What are you spending your time doing? Even if you have a job, you have this job, what are you doing on when you're off? Do you even know what you want to do? Do you even know what you have a passion for? I asked my brother, 23 years old or so, graduating. What do you want to do? I don't know. What do you have a passion for? I don't know. Now, this young man is always playing with his DS, the little game handheld things, right? And I'm like, wouldn't it be cool if you could make a living like testing out games? Like literally, you could play that all day and get paid to do it. Wouldn't that be awesome? He was kind of like, yeah, that'd be cool. It's just something to consider, right? But then, he's like, oh, I don't know, because he is just not quite sure about what he's passionate about. And I get it. It takes time to really figure out what you're passionate about, because sometimes you think you're passionate about one thing, right? Then we grow up a little bit, we realize, I really don't like that either. What's your passion in? Let me tell you 3 things, okay? 3 ways to determine your passion. Are you ready? 3 ways to determine your passion. I'm kind of glad that I did have this video, because I wasn't sure at first if I could really give it to you guys and you would know and understand. See, passion changed when, I'll be honest, I became a mom, gave birth. You guys might not know this, but before I became a mom, I had a real bad drinking problem, right? And I used to smoke a lot of weed. Just gonna be real with you real quick. Now here's the thing though. The reason why is because I was running from myself. I couldn't determine my passion because I didn't even know who I was, because I was running from that person. Because if I had to stop and allow who I was to catch up with me, I was going to have to feel every bit of pain, every bit of hurt that was still there because I had refused to deal with it. If I had stopped running from myself long enough to figure out who I was, I would have to feel so much pain and hurt that I refused to stop running. And the only way I could continue to run was by drinking, smoking weed, and ignoring the obvious, right? So then, of course, God is a good God, and he gives me a baby. Woo! How funny, right? So I'm pregnant and I'm sobering up. As I'm sobering up, I'm becoming closer and closer to myself. I'm becoming who I am, who I always knew I was. But I just didn't want to deal with her because she hurt. So then I'm also having to deal with her hurts. But at this moment, my priority, my passion was being a good mother. My passion was being able to raise my baby so that she wouldn't grow up lost. Because, our kids are a reflection of ourselves. So if I allowed myself to stay lost and my baby's watching me, it simply wasn't an option. So I had to deal with some of those things. It still took me a good 5 years after having her, a good 5 to 6 years, to truly understand what I wanted to do, what I wanted to do, what I had a passion for, right? And that in '08 is when I came online. My daughter turned 8 December of that year. So when she was 7, my oldest one was 7, that's when I realized what I really enjoyed doing, right? And that's when I really started to see success in '09. I had my second child. She was now like 1 or 2. And that's when I really started to see success. And then I saw that, oh yes, I love this thing. I love showing individuals how to use the internet so that when you're going to bed at night, the work you put in is working for you. Okay, it's not working for you because you were at a home meeting 3 times that week. No, it's working for you because the internet never sleeps. The internet never sleeps. Now, that's something to be passionate about. So basically, while you're sleeping, the internet is still working for you. While you're sleeping, the internet is still working for you. Okay, let's get back to these 3 things. These 3 things that are going to help you determine if you have a passion for what you're doing, a passion for it, okay, a passion for it. Do you have a passion? Do you have a passion? It makes me want to take a moment and really look up, because, I mean, we're sitting here right now doing this video. I might as well look it up right now. What is a passion? What does passion mean, right? What does passion mean? So that we can go ahead and you can make sure we know what we're starting with, right? Passion, any powerful or compelling emotion or feeling as love or hate. Passion, strong, amorous feeling or desire, love and or. I'm not going to read that one. An instance or experience of strong love or I'm not going to say that. But we'll just say it's strong, right? It's a strong, powerful, compelling emotion, right? And when you are building a business and you are speaking to people, you want them to feel that thing. You want them to feel that passion you have, right? That passion coming out. So, number 1, you use your products. Just to see if you have passion for your business. You use your products loyally. You use your products loyally. Write it down because you're going to ask yourself these questions. Number two, you are not ashamed to tell anybody and everybody about these said products. You are not ashamed, afraid to tell anybody and everybody about these products. My product, a blog. Why? Because you need a home base online. You are building a business, you want a home base online. If you don't have a blog, and I'm not talking about the replicated site that your company gave you, because realistically, that basically gives them, that's like you going to a job, that gives them control over your leads and your content. That's what I'm talking about. No, a blog, a space that you own. And I know how to get that. So just make sure you connect with me later. Okay. That's one of my main products. That's why you get in my front door. That's the product. If you don't have a blog, I'm kind of confused on how to help you. You know, another thing, I use lead capture page, a page to capture someone's information. Yes, that's something you want, because you always want, no matter what information you're giving, you want to capture something. Why? An email address so that you can communicate with them. You follow up offline. We got to follow up online, right? So number 1, you use your product loyally. Number 2, you share with anybody, everybody. When you see that problem, somebody has a problem and you know your product is a solution, you quick to be like, oh, you know what? I have a solution for that, right? I have a solution for that. That's number 2. You do this every time. And you should honestly see people that you're a product solution for often. You should be attracting that, right? So 1, you use your product loyally. 2, you share. You share with anybody and everybody that, especially if there's a problem there, the solution, right? You share with anybody and everybody. You are not ashamed of your company. I can't stand when someone's like, hey, you know, here they inbox you out the blue, then they tell you, here's a link so you can check out what I'm doing. Now, why can't you just tell me my product is XYZ? Why do I have to spend time clicking links and looking at videos to find out what you're passionate about? I shouldn't have to do that. I shouldn't have to do that. You shouldn't want me to do that, because now I'm frustrated and now I'm not spending any money, right? You should want to say, you know, or ask a question. Do you have a problem with XYZ? Guess what? I have this XYZ product that solves XYZ. Here's how you can buy it now. Click here. When I'm clicking, you should be taking me to a place to give you my credit card, period. Okay. I'm on a tangent, I know. So one, right? You use your product loyally. 2, you share it and you tell it. You're not ashamed. It ain't the best kept secret of 2015. It's something you're telling about right now. People see you and they know what you stand for, period. Right? You know I'm about internet marketing. You know that. The online marketing angel, right? You know that. Okay. Number 3. Number 3. This one might get y'all a little bit. Some of y'all might be like, yeah, absolutely. Others might be like, I don't know about that, Shalonda. I don't know about that. If you have a passion for something and you want to live your life, spending your life doing this passion, you are creating an income with your passion. You are able to monetize your passion. Now, I want to be clear on this number 3. That's ultimately the goal. Like I told you before, I had a job and then I was working on my part-time to monetize my passion, right? Learning more about what I wanted, right? You might go through a few companies and a few products, connect with a few different leaders and mentors before you find that one connection that really can pull out your passion, right? And that's not what I'm saying here. And you might even have to set your passion aside just a little bit to do some things that are working in order to create the income so that you can then invest and make your passion and monetize your passion. I believe wholeheartedly that everybody can create a living doing exactly what they love. Because maybe it's just me and I'm raising daughters and maybe you might think this is a bad idea, but I tell my daughters they can do what they want, right? They can be whatever they want in life and they can make an income doing it. Simply because I know they can monetize it on the internet, but that's a whole different thing. But right, they can make a living doing what they love. There's no reason why you should have to spend your life doing stuff you hate or doing stuff you don't really like. In fact, you can make money doing things you like and then use that income to create a way to do what you love, what you have a passion for, what you are emotionally attached to, right? I'm blessed. I'm not going to lie. I pray a lot, right? I'm living a life where every day I wake up and I get to come to a computer, talk to you, talk to people on social media, and do what I love. I do it on vacation. I do it when I'm on trips. I don't mind doing it all the time. That's how I know I have a passion for it. When you wake up, what are you thinking about? Are you thinking about what you have a passion for? Or is it something else? So, 1, you use your products loyally. 2, it's your product, your business is not the best kept secret. Your passion, you telling everybody. If you're not doing those 2 things, you're probably not as passionate about your company or your product as you think. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. You're probably not. Okay. And 3, you are preparing yourself to monetize your passion so you can wake up every day doing what you love. It's possible. It's possible. And I can definitely help you do that. I can definitely help you do that. Not because I've seen other people do it, because I'm doing it. It's also good to connect with people who are actually doing what you want to do, actually living a life you desire. Not, talking about, oh, I know so-and-so and so-and-so, so here, let me help you. No, that ain't it. Connect with individuals who are doing it. Join them in business. Connect with them. Invest in that. Okay, invest in that. Okay, that's it for today, guys. You have an amazing day. I'm going to go a little longer today. Have a great day. I'll see you soon. Keep smiling. Bye.